Mitrom and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps. This is your presenter, Dr. J. Reddy. We are continuing our fascinating series of demography or human population. Population is a very, very important thing, and comprehending the population plays a very important role in human ecology, future of human beings. All our political dynamics are essentially driven by population. So this is the population series. Today's topic will be human population part 5. Comprehending very large numbers like thousands, millions, billions and trillions. I have come out with a very easy, intuitive way for especially the people who are starting and not aware, comprehending these numbers. The reason being, as of 2022 November, human population on the planet Earth is 8 billion. You see, the New World and Old World 8, that is the 8 billion. So, after this presentation, you will get a very good clarity of big numbers and how the population fits into that. This is the population series. We are talking about population numbers made easy by a name of a very important city in Africa, in country Mali, called Timbuktu. If you remember this, you can remember the big numbers very easily. Before that, we looked in this series what is a 1 square kilometer means. That is 100 hectares or 250 acres, its implication, and population density of very high density, 1000 people per square kilometers in the Sindhu-Ganga Maidan or Indo-Gangetic plains in part 2. We also looked at the population density in the southern coastal province of Bharat, India, nearly 900 or 1000 people square kilometers. And we looked at number 4, Karachi to Chittagong, that is from Sindhu Sagar to Ganga Sagar, that is Arabian Ocean to Bay of Bengal, enormous amount of 850 million people. And this is part 5, and we will see the rest later eventually. Timbuktu, you have to remember T for 1000, that's very easy to start with, M for millions, B for billions, K is, ignore it, again T is for trillions, and U is for quadrillions and quintillions. Generally, it is not used. So, Timbuktu, always you have to start with the number 1000. We are very comfortable with 1000. Most people know about it. And million is, you have to remember, there is the 6 zeros in million. You see? And there are 9 zeros in billion. 9 zeros in a billion, 6 zeros in million. Indian system uses a number called lakh and crore. Lakh means you just to move one step down, that is 5 zeros, lakh. Crore means 7 zeros. But you can map yourself to million. L is below M, so it should be 5. And the rest crore, you can remember, it is 7. And other easy way to remember is, what is the trillion is 12. Number T and 12 you can map easily. So do not associate with 1000. That's very easy and intuitive. T means always 12. There are 12 zeros, a trillion. We have here 9 plus 12 zeros. Quadrillion, quintillions are not generally used, but just I put it here. So U means quadrillions, quadrillions, that is 15 zeros. 9 again 6 here. Quintillions is 18 zeros. Again, how do you differentiate D? Quadrillion means 15 more than trillion. So quintillion, again T, that is 18. So you can easily remember. Let's go and see what is Timbuktu. Mitram and Bandhuvam, if you are new to my education channel, this is South Asia Maps Reddy, and I have more than 330 or so presentations there. You can go and look at them, and I have binned them to 30 or so playlists of a specific importance that interests you. This is the country Mali. This is West Africa. This is the Africa. This is West Africa, around about 30 million square kilometers, the entire country. And in the country Mali, if you go, there is a town called Timbuktu. Because it used to be formerly under French colonialism, it may be spelt a little different. The important point is there is a very big river called Niger. This river Niger rises in West Africa, Senegal, Guinea highlands, flows through the capital of Mali called Bamako and historical city called Timbuktu. This is in the Sahel region. The river continues its journey, goes to a country called, named by the river itself, Niger. Niamey is the big city and capital. Then enters into other country called Nigeria. That is the most populous country in the African continent, around about 230 or 240, 250 million people or so. Falls into Atlantic Ocean at a place called region Biafra near a city called Port Harcourt. So this is the Timbuktu city. You can see in the Sahel region. This is the Niger River, Timbuktu. So all you need to remember is Timbuktu. Now, after industrialization, that city doesn't look that important now, but historically it was a city of transcontinental movement of the goods and the people from Africa and Sahel to rest of the world. So it's a very important, this is the Sahel region, that is semi-arid region south of Sahara, north of the tropical Africa. You see here somewhere Timbuktu will be there. So that's the point you need to keep in mind, Timbuktu, even though now it is not a very big important city. So here there are 8 billion people on the planet Earth. How do we comprehend these? Million. Million means generally human population in most countries is designated in millions, that is 6 zeros. India, take for example, has a 1400 million people. It has 700 districts. So 1400 million people, each district in India, if you distribute uniformly, the population will be 2 million people. That is the enormous amount of population. Billion. Billion is 9 zeros. The global human population 2022, it should be read 2022 November, here there is a typo, is 8 billion, means 8,000 million. That means 8,000 million in Indian system is 800 crores. What is a trillion? Trillion means we can say the currency or the United Trillions is like 12. The T and 12 is trillions. If you look at this, and you can see the US economy, trillions. In round about 2021, revenue they collected is 4 trillions. Every year US economy collects taxes around about 4 trillion, and it spends a little more than 4.8 trillion or around about 5 trillion. That means it runs 1 trillion currency, a deficit budget. That's the other way to remember the trillion. That is the trillions. Quadrillions and quintillions, generally it is not that important, but here we continue. After trillion, that is T, that is letter T, 12. Quadrillion is 15 instead of 12. The total population of ants on the earth at any time is around about 15 quadrillions number of ants. Ants are top of insects. Quintillion is 18. That means 3 times millions. The insects, ants are only a small part of the insects. So entire insects, butterflies and crickets and the moths and everything, aphids, there are 8 insects, 18 trillions, that is 10 quintillions on the earth at any time. That is about, simply if you remember the word Timbuktu, and you have to adjust the spelling little bit, you can comprehend the things very easily. Timbuktu, comprehending the population. That means T is start with 1000, then the million is 66, then the billion is 9, then the T, again T is for 12, this is 12, this is 1000 is 3, and U is for quintillions and quadrillions. So this you can go and research further. Large numbers in the wiki we got is essentially for the name. Most of the time that is sufficient. Millions and billions, trillions. This trillions, 12 is most, remaining is academic, and most of the time the numbers are incomprehensible for our daily life, so it's not necessary. Trillion means you can remember the US budget. So this is the Niger River. Again, the Timbuktu will be, this is the Atlantic Ocean, this is the Biafra Port Harcourt in the Biafra region. The Igbo people live there, and the Niger River, Niamey, and here somewhere will be Timbuktu town. That is essence, in a sense, about how to comprehend the very big numbers, especially populations like that. And if you remember the African city, in the West African city in the country of Mali, Timbuktu, that was a very important historical city on the banks of River Niger, and you can very easily remember. Million is 6. In India you have a lakh, that is 5 zeros, crore is 7 zeros. So that is the other way to remember it. Thank you very much, Mitram and Bandhuvam, and I really appreciate if you access our education channel and put your comments, and see you later in other presentations. Dr. J. Reddy, that is South Asia Maps Education channel.